Hi guys, welcome back to Gigi and the Teddies, where we learn about ascension. Let's get started. Good morning, Gigi.
Thank you very much, Teddy. And here we are for part 3 of Working with the Mind. That's why I say I don't know how long the tapes are going to be for Working with the Mind. The mind fascinates me to no end. And I think I worked most of my life in the field with people with mental and physical challenges. And I think it was because of the differences that I could experience through people and their thought processes that's where my interest in that came from. You could take a person with schizophrenia and have a conversation that is totally different than a conversation that you would have with your next door neighbor. You could take a person that has Down syndrome and have a conversation with somebody on a totally different level than you would have with, say, your children or your neighbor or your father. And the one thing I loved about Down syndrome, everything came from the heart. And everything was just as honest as could be. All right. What I loved about speaking with people with schizophrenia was the mystery. I used to think, wouldn't it be marvelous just one day to step foot in their shoes, to live their experience, to understand where they came from. You know, I used to drive a city transit, and I was picking up some people, and I had a group that used to ride my bus, and it was funny because when I was much younger, I worked at a mental institute, and some of them were in there because of their, challenges for learning. And I had one young man, and I had known him when I was much younger, working at that hospital. And he got on my bus and said hello to me. And I said, well, hello. I won't say his name. I'll call him Jimmy. I said, hello, Jimmy. How are you? And he said, my real name is Joanne. He goes, I hate you, Joanne. And I said, you do? And he said, yeah, I hate you. And I said, well, why is that, Jimmy? I hate your hair. I said, you do? I stayed up all night fixing it just for you. I hate it, Joanne. Okay, well, I hope the rest of your day goes better, Jimmy, and you have a seat now. And when we got to his work, he got off the bus and he goes, Joanne. And I said, why? He goes, I love you, Joanne. I said, I love you too, Jimmy. You have a good day. He used to make my day every day, and he was never nice going to work. Never. But I look forward to him every day. But I also adored truthfulness. He didn't like my hair. And it didn't change that he didn't like me. He just didn't like my hair. He didn't like going to work. He was having a bad day. But he could express it freely, and nobody judged him by it. And I just thought he was adorable. And if we could all be that open and honest with each other without the other person losing their cool, what would it be like? What would the world be like if you could express your honest feelings? And yet somebody else didn't get all worked up over it. You know? It was okay if you didn't like my hair. It's okay if you don't like my videos. It doesn't change the fact that I enjoy doing the videos. It doesn't change the fact that some people enjoy watching the videos. All it changes is whether you watch it or you don't watch it. It's as simple as that. Life we make difficult. It's nowhere as difficult as we make it. Excuse me for just a moment. I've got a little lady's got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. There we go. We're back. She has 2 little chipmunk friends out there, and they're chirping, so she's going out to play. It's been raining. It stopped raining, so I guess they want to play now. But let me think where we were. But that's what it is. That's what the mind is. The mind, to me, is the most fascinating thing. And to think that it's the most rewarding aspect of life, if you so choose. you're only going to take out of it what you put into it. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And you can clean house. You can think, just take one statement that you don't like that you make sometimes. Damn it. Maybe it's damn it. Maybe you think, gosh, I gotta stop saying that. That's become an awful habit. Practice with it. Practice with something that you think slips out now and then and go, oh my God, I'm kind of embarrassed I said that. You know, make it a fun thing. It doesn't have to be a hard thing. Then you learn to implement it on the fun things, and then you'll open up your mind to thinking about it. You see? If you have a day where you're going, oh, this day is driving me crazy, damn it. Oh my God, I said it again. Just catch yourself and take it back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. They're pretty forgiving. I think that's why they're called angels. Nobody expects you to be perfect, not even them. They know how difficult it is to come here and be a spiritual being and having a human experience. A human life is not an easy life. I don't care who you are. You know, you think if somebody's wealthy, they've got it easier than you. Do they? Or do they just have different problems? You see? The mailman told my dad once, it's no different for the wealthy. They just get more mail and bigger bills. You know? And that's life. I've always chosen, you know, I like to keep life pretty simple. I've got a small little mobile home in the country. I live by myself. My car is 10 years old, but I take very good care of it. It looks brand new. I just enjoy things for what they are. My car and I, we've been through so much stuff. We've been all over the States. We took that 3 months. We went on a journey. We slept in the car, the dogs and I. So that car is like a part of me, almost. Part of my experiences. My home is the last thing that my mother and I did together. I found my little home and bought it with my mother. So that's been like her being with me for all the while that she's been gone. Okay, she's done playing. I'll be right back. There we go. And, but you know, it's like, if something happened in my home tomorrow, I would miss it. I really would miss it. But what wouldn't happen, I don't think I would get depressed because it's material. It's material. And I always have the thoughts, the memories, you know? And you keep their spirit alive with the memories. So I try often to, you know, just sit around and some days just think of the people that have gone to the other side of the veil. Because that keeps their spirit alive. Oh, look, we've got a visitor. This is Nikki. She's my little one that was going out to play with the squirrels. She kind of looks like the Teddies. Huh, She's a little Chihuahua mix. And we rescued her almost 6 years ago now. When she puts her ears up, she's cute. She looks like a little... Hold on, she's got a tip. Yep. Hold on, Nick. Let's get him. Oh. Hold on. Let me get the tickler. There she is. Yes, Mom got it. So, but that's it. Your mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. And your emotions and the mind are connected. If you're having pleasant thoughts, you can't be depressed, can you? And if you're having a down day and you console yourself and say, that's okay, you must need the rest, It's not a down day, is it? It's just a resting day. All that you experience, you can make it whatever you want it to be with your thoughts. Your thoughts are like the shifting gears on your car. And the gears are your emotions. And those are what drive you. So you have all this power that you're not aware of because you're too busy trying to get everything done too fast to stop and think about anything that you're doing. I try to explain to people, live in the now. People say, well, I don't have all that time. Live in the now. Because if you lived in the now, you would accomplish everything. You'd have more energy. Because you'd only be using the energy you need to do what you're doing right now. But if you're doing something right now, and you're so busy thinking of all the other things you've got to do, or all the other people that drove you crazy, or how mad this one made you, or how mad that one made you, you're using triple the energy that you need to fulfill that one thing that you're getting done. Which is going to make you feel exhausted. Think about it. If you were, let's just take doing the dishes, for example. If you were standing at the sink and you were doing the dishes and you were worrying about this one or worrying about that one, or how mad your husband made you, or how mad your wife made you, or that damn car, or blah, blah, blah. Look at all the energy and all the emotion that you're expelling while you wash a few dishes. Now, if you stood there and you washed just the dishes and opened up your mind and let it relax and rest, then it could be more prepared for when those other things actually happen. Think how that would change your body. Think about how it would change you every day. Can't do it all at once, so don't think you can. But take certain things and practice it. You see? Just like walking. First you had to learn to sit up by yourself. Then you had to learn to turn over and get on your belly. Then you had to learn to bring your knees up and crawl. Then you had to learn how to pull yourself up with something, and you found out you could stand on your own 2 feet. But then you had to learn about balance. And then when along came learning about balance, oh my gosh, now you had to learn how to... Do you see all the steps it took just to learn to walk? So don't beat yourself up if you try this and you don't get it right away. Now we'll be back. Not today. We're going to wait and finish some more of this on another day. But this will be for the next 3 videos. Probably. We're still going to talk about the mind and emotion. This is some part of it that I want to really make sure that people get and understand. So I bless you now in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. And namaste.
May you be blessed till we meet again. Namaste.